If helm weave and gridlock weave had a baby, you would end up with this weave, Gridlock Helftic. Hello everyone, it's Amanda from Wayward and Whimsical Creations, and today I am going to be showing you how to make this weave. Gridlock Helftic was first introduced into the chainmail community in 2022 by fellow chainmailer Dave Austin, and it is with his permission that I am making this tutorial for you all. This weave is best made with large rings that have an AR or aspect ratio of 6.1 to 6.2 and small rings that have an AR of 3.5. Some example sizes I have here. This large one is 16 SWG 3/8 with 16 SWG 7/32. This middle one here is 18 SWG 9/32 with 18 SWG 5/32. And this small one here is 19 SWG 7/32 with 20 gauge 1/8. But again, any large ring with an AR of 6.1 to 6.2 and small rings with an AR of 3.5 should work. To start this weave, we are going to take one of our large rings and we're just going to close it. And then we're going to do the same with a second one. We are then going to take one of our small rings, open it up, and place our two closed large rings on it. And then close that small ring. And then we need to double up our small ring. So you should end up with a 1-2-1 chain that is one large ring, two small rings, one large ring. We are then going to take another large ring, close it. Picking up your original unit, you are going to take this large ring and we are going to place it over the top of our small center rings like so. And then we need to lock this ring into place. And so what we're going to do is these small center rings need to tilt slightly inward. And we're going to pick up this large top ring. And then we're going to go down through the small center ring and out the bottom large ring. So down through the top of our top large ring, through our small center ring, and then out and around the bottom large ring like so. So you're picking up 3 rings. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You see that eye that is created by the overlap of our small and large rings? That's what we're picking up. We're weaving through that eye. So we're going down through our large top ring, through the eye that our small center and bottom large rings create, going out and around, and then closing that small ring. So as of right now, it should look like this. And then we need to do the same on this side and this side. And then again, your small center rings should be tilting in so they're touching and coming to a point. So we're going down through the top large ring, through the eye that our small and bottom large ring create. And then close your small ring. And then one more time through this eye. So down from the top of our large top ring and through the eye of the small center and bottom large ring, like so. So you're technically picking up 3 jump rings with your edge rings. Close it. And you should end up with a unit that looks like this. So then to continue our chain, we're going to add 2 small rings to this ring here. Through those 2 small rings, we are going to weave one of our large rings. And then once again, we're going to take one of our large rings, close it, place it over the small center rings, and then we need to add our edge rings to lock that large top ring in place. So again, down through the large ring and through the eye that bottom large and our small center rings create. Flip it over and do the same to the other side. Down through the top large and then through the eye. So we're picking up 3 jump rings. Now we need to add 2 more, one on this side and one on this side. Down through the large and then through the eye that our small center rings and bottom large rings create. And then we're going to add our final one to this side. Down through our top large and through the eye of the small center and the bottom large ring. And it should look like that. And then the bottom of the weave should look like that. Okay, one more time. To this large ring, we're going to add 2 small. To our 2 small, we are going to add 1 large. Close another large ring. This one's already closed for me. How handy. Place it over our small rings, and then we are locking this large ring into place with our edge rings. You want to make sure that your center rings are flaring, the bottoms are flaring out, and the tops are leaning inward. And again, going down through that large ring and then through the eye of the small center and the bottom large, picking up 3 jump rings in total. Doing the same thing on the other side, down through the large, through the eye of the small center and bottom large. So that large top ring, you're locking in place with 4 small jump rings. Going down through the large ring on top, through the eye of the small center and the bottom large. And it should look like that. And then you just keep going until you get the length of the piece you want. Now, you could also weave this by creating your 1 and 2 chain first. So you could literally build your 1 and 2 chain first in the length you want, and then go back and add the top large rings. Now, if you do it this way, once you add that large top ring and you lock it in place, it does contract the weave. So you need to make your 1 and 2 chain longer than what you want your finished piece to be. So let's say you want to make an 8-inch bracelet, you would probably need to make a 9 or 10-inch chain. So you could just keep going like this and make a 1 and 2 chain that's however long you want it to be, and then go back and do your top rings and lock them into place. I personally like doing just 1 unit at a time because then I know and I can measure what I want my finished piece to be. But that, my friends, is how you weave Gridlock Helftic. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions while you're weaving, please make sure to drop them in the comments and I will answer. And again, if you guys have any other suggestions on weaves you would like me to do tutorials for, drop those in the comments as well. And as always, happy weaving.